Remember when staying up past midnight didn't feel like borrowing energy from tomorrow? Or when getting out of a low chair didn't require a small strategy meeting with your knees? It's funny how these small shifts sneak up on us. Until one day, what used to feel automatic suddenly takes just a little more effort. If you're around 40, 50, or even into your early 60s, you might already be catching glimpses of this. More stiffness in the morning, slower recovery after activity, or that subtle feeling that your body just isn't bouncing back the way it used to. And while it's easy to blame age or assume it's all downhill from here, that story isn't the whole truth. In fact, there's something incredibly powerful you can do to not only slow that decline, but actually reverse parts of it. And the kicker? It doesn't require a gym membership, heavy weights, or even breaking a sweat. You just have to pick up something light and lift it. Now I get it. Maybe you've never been into working out. Maybe the idea of lifting anything that isn't groceries or grandkids sounds foreign. But here's the thing. Lifting light weights, done right, isn't about sculpting biceps or chasing six-pack abs. It's about keeping your body functional, your energy up, your independence intact. It's about doing more of what you love for longer, with less pain, less effort, and a lot more confidence. And no, you're not too old to start. Your muscles still respond, your bones still strengthen, your brain still benefits. See? Strength. Training isn't just for gym rats in their 20s. In fact, it's more important after 65, especially if you've never done it before, because this is the stage when muscle naturally starts to decline faster. And when we lose muscle, we lose more than strength. We lose stability, balance, energy, even immune function. But when you start introducing light resistance, say, using small hand weights, resistance bands, or even a can of soup, you send your body a new signal. Hey, I still use these muscles, keep them around. One of the most common concerns I hear is, but I don't want to get bulky. Let me reassure you, lightweight training after 65 isn't about getting bulky. It's about getting capable. It's the difference between feeling winded carrying laundry upstairs and doing it with ease. Between catching yourself when you stumble and actually staying upright. And here's something even more exciting. Lifting light weights helps your brain. Yes, your brain. Every time you move with intention, especially when you're coordinating both sides of your body or focusing on slow, controlled motion, you're building new neural pathways. You're sharpening your focus. You're lowering your risk of cognitive decline. That's why I always say, start small but start smart. Maybe it's 10 minutes a day holding 2 water bottles while you do simple curls or arm raises. Maybe it's sitting in a chair and doing leg extensions. Maybe it's just standing up and sitting down a few extra times with your arms crossed over your chest. You'd be amazed how quickly your body and confidence responds. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to begin, because what you build now doesn't just impact how you feel today, it shapes how freely you'll move in the years ahead. And once you feel that first spark of strength, it starts to shift something deeper too. Because that small spark of strength, it becomes a signal to the rest of you. A reminder that you're not fragile, that your body may be aging, but it's still incredibly capable. And that sense of strength, especially if you haven't felt it in a while, has a way of spreading into how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you step into the day. I remember talking to a man named David who started lifting light weights at 67. At first, he could barely finish a round of 5 squats using only a chair for support. He said it felt awkward, even a little embarrassing. But 3 weeks in, something shifted. He started standing straighter. He found it easier to get out of bed in the morning. And what surprised him most, he felt proud of himself again. Not because he looked different, but because he moved differently. That's what this is really about. Moving through life with more ease, more freedom, and a sense of control. Whether that's lifting a suitcase overhead or reaching for something in the back of a cabinet without pulling a muscle. It's not glamorous, but it's real, and it matters. And the good news is your body doesn't need much to change. In fact, doing too much too fast is often what causes people to quit. They try an intense workout they saw online, wake up sore for days and decide it's not for them. But lifting light weights, especially after 65, isn't about intensity. It's about consistency. It's about showing up for 10 minutes 3 or 4 times a week and telling your body, we're still in this together. And if you're worried about your joints, don't be. When done with proper form, light strength training actually protects your joints. It stabilizes them, strengthens the surrounding muscles, and reduces inflammation. In fact, many people who begin lifting light weights later in life report less knee pain, better posture, and a surprising boost in their energy throughout the day. There's something incredibly satisfying about doing something that felt out of reach just a few weeks earlier. That feeling when you realize you're getting stronger, not just in your arms or legs, but in your belief that you're not done getting better. That's the shift that turns a habit into a lifestyle. And it starts with just one simple step: choosing a weight you can lift easily and moving with control. That's it. No fancy gym, no loud trainer shouting at you, just you tuning into your own pace and progress. You don't have to wait for the perfect time or until you feel more motivated. Just pick up something light and start moving with purpose. Because every rep is a vote for the version of you that moves freely, ages powerfully, and lives on your own terms. And once that momentum begins, you'll start to notice other parts of your life shifting too, especially the ones you didn't expect. You might start sleeping better, feeling steadier on your feet. You might notice your balance improving, or that you're less winded walking uphill or chasing after a grandchild. But even beyond those physical shifts, something else starts to happen. You begin to trust your body again. And that trust is everything, especially as we get older. Because let's be honest, the world doesn't exactly send messages that make us feel strong after 65. It tells us to slow down, to expect decline, to step aside for the next generation. But what if you didn't accept that as your story? What if you chose to write a new one? One where movement wasn't about proving something or looking a certain way, but about feeling capable in your own skin. One where exercise didn't mean exhaustion, but energy. And one where lifting a small weight reminded you of something big. Your story's not over. And if you've been sitting on the sidelines thinking, I missed my chance, I should have started earlier, let me just say this, you didn't miss anything. Starting at 66 is better than not starting at all. Starting today is a win. Your body adapts, your muscles respond, and your confidence rebuilds no matter what decade you're in. Think of this not as a workout, but as a gift to your future self. A little extra strength in your knees could mean the difference between needing help and staying independent. A stronger grip could mean opening jars on your own, picking up a grandchild safely, or catching yourself if you slip on a wet floor. It's not about being impressive, it's about staying involved. In your family, in your hobbies, in your own life. And if you're nervous or unsure where to begin, start small. 10 minutes, 2 light weights, 1 movement at a time. You don't need a trainer or a gym, just a bit of quiet space, a chair for balance if needed, and a mindset that says, I'm still growing, because you are. You're allowed to start something new after 65. You're allowed to feel strong and energized and proud. And you're allowed to take care of yourself not because something's wrong, but because you finally understand just how much you matter. So here's what I'd love. If any part of this resonated with you, leave a comment and share what you're going to try first. A shoulder raise, a gentle squat, a new promise to your body. Click that like button if you're ready to stay active on your own terms. Subscribe to this channel if you want more practical, doable wellness tips for real life after 60. We're building a space here where strength is quiet, progress is personal, and growth is always possible. Midlife and beyond isn't a slow fade. It's a second season, and your story is still unfolding. Let's make it a strong one, together.